Hello there guys, RuggedEagle here today and welcome back to the channel. I hope you'll have an amazing day because today we've got a very fun video. Today we are going to be looking at some things you may not know about LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. Now, as some of you guys have been subscribed to me, I do daily LEGO Star Wars videos, so you might know a couple of these facts, but some of these I didn't even know and I think they are super interesting. So I hope you learned something new in today's video and I hope you go to enjoy it, so kick your feet up guys and let's get straight into it. So guys, the first fact comes from an interview IGN made back in E3 last year at 2019 when LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker was shown to us. And this fact is, when the people played the demo, they mentioned that at the start of the demo, you can select whichever episode you want to dive in first. So when you load up the game, it's not going to be like any other LEGO game where it's just a menu like start a new game or continue. It is going to have a roster of every episode. So it'll have episode 1 all the way to 9. And you can choose whichever episode you want to dive into first. So say like you want to play for some reason episode 5 first. You can dive straight into Empire Strikes Back without playing A New Hope. And I really like this because at the end of the day, they said it in the interview as well, it's your freedom to play. You play it however you want to play it. Personally, I'm going to probably go from episode 1 to 9. That's just what I'm going to do. But let me know what you guys are going to do. Are you going to do the sequels first? Are you going to do the prequels or the original trilogy? Let me know because I'm super interested. And I really like that idea, how you can play whatever episode you want the minute you get the game. I love that because I am diving straight into episode 1 just to play it through how the Skywalker Saga should go. So the next fact you might not know about LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga is, obviously in this game there is going to be new Force mechanics, and this is a little fact that I found out on the IGN interview today, and I'll link them in the description so you guys can read them after the video. But you can actually pick up multiple objects with the Force. So it's not like old LEGO games where you can just pick up one object with the Force. You can group a load of objects together and just blast them at the enemy. So say like there's a box and a gonk and whatever, you can pick up the box and the gonk at the same time and just double whammy slam them. It's just going to be so much fun, and I really like that idea, how you can pick up as much as you want with the Force, and that is a super interesting fact that I found out today. So another thing you may not know about LEGO Star Wars Skywalker Saga is that there is going to be over 500 Kyber bricks, because when the person played the demo, he picked up a Kyber brick in the demo and it said like 1 out of 500. So there is going to be quite a lot of collectibles, and I made an entire video covering the Kyber bricks the other day and they are super cool. I'm going to link that video up there with a card so you guys can check that out, because Kyber bricks are just a little bit more than collectibles. You can actually use them to upgrade your vehicles and all that type of stuff, so they are going to be super useful. And the next thing you may have not known is that there is obviously a new combat system in the game, and obviously it's new because it's going to be on the next gen and the current gen, so they are making this LEGO game very good with combat and stuff. So there is not going to be no more one-hit kills on enemies and button mashing. There is going to be an entire new combat system, and enemies will have health bars above them. So like, if you're a blaster hero, you actually have to hit them in like the head to do more damage. And along with just blasters, they are also changing the lightsaber combat to have light and heavy attacks, and I'm sure many of you guys know that by now. But another thing that they did mention, and TT Games said this in the interview, they mentioned it's going to be targeting a bit of an older age rating, because these days games have evolved. Back in the day, back in like 2006 and stuff, when we were all youngsters, when I was a kid, I used to play LEGO games to galore, but it seems these days kids are growing up with more adulty games, like more shooters and stuff like that. So this LEGO game is going to be adapting to how the games have evolved. So it's not just going to be filled with puzzles, and it's going to be a bit more, it's going to target a little bit more of an older age rating now. So I'm really excited the way they're going with these LEGO games. Obviously it's going to have the LEGO comedic jokes and stuff. You'll never beat them, but they are obviously doing a bit more combat, and they are trying to make the game a lot more fun to play doing combat instead of just button mashing. And I really like where they're going, and it's not just going to be heavily puzzle based as well. There's going to be obviously puzzles in it, and a lot of the puzzles are actually to do with force mechanics, as they said in the interview. So, you know, it's going to be very interesting to see how this Lego game is, and this Lego game is going to shape the future of Lego games. So this is super exciting. So next comes from another interview from Screen Rant, and this is to do with the free roam, and it mentions that all planets will have the same level size and scope size. So basically what this means, guys, is there is obviously going to be a lot of confirmed planets in this game, just naming a few of them like Tatooine, Geonosis, Yavin 4, all of these planets, Naboo, all of these planets are going to be roughly the same size. So this is very interesting, and I found this out in obviously the interview. So they're all going to have around the same scope and size. Now this is super intriguing because I thought that some planets would be smaller than others and some may be larger, but it is looking like they are evening it out. So obviously one might be a tiny bit larger than the other, but they are all going to have roughly the same scope and size. Now that is really cool because that is showing how much time these developers are putting into this game, and they have put a lot of effort into this game, guys. And don't forget, I know we've not been getting a lot of news, but these developers are working hard, guys. It is episode 1 to episode 9, all these Star Wars films in Lego. It's a very big game, so just give them time and it will all pay off. It is definitely coming in 2020. Do not worry about it, and we obviously have to thank the developers because this game is going to be amazing, and they are working their butts off at home. You can tell just off the Star Destroyer fact as well, all the Lego pieces they have to digitally put in. A lot of work goes to them, and I cannot thank them enough, and I can't wait to get my hands on this game, and it's going to be amazing to actually play it. Now, if some of you guys are confused as well and say that you play the sequel trilogy, what if you use a sequel trilogy on like a planet from episode 1? Well, they even mentioned this in the interview. You can use whatever characters you have unlocked on any planet you want. So say like you played the sequel trilogy first and you got Kylo Ren, you can actually go onto Naboo and switch to Kylo Ren. It's, like I said earlier, it's freedom to play. You play it however you want to. At the end of the day, it's a Lego game. It's not following like the strict rules of Star Wars, but I'm really excited and I love that. It'd be so smart just to run around as Kylo Ren on Naboo, and same with other stuff like being Qui-Gon on Starkiller Base. And if some of you guys are curious on how will the voice lines be, these actors who are doing the voice lines in the games, they are approved by Lucas. They are Lucasfilm approved voice actors, so they will sound really good and they will sound like the actual voice actors. And I'm sure they will get some lines from the film anyway, just to make it that little bit more legit. But I'm really excited to see how they're going to do the voice actors, because in an interview, I believe it was one from E3, one of the devs said that obviously the Harrison Ford one was really good and he sounded exactly like Han Solo. So I'm super excited to obviously be Han Solo. He's one of my favourite characters ever. And another good thing we learned today as well in this interview is that there is not going to be any microtransactions. Now, hold on a minute, guys. That does not mean we still obviously could get DLC. But I reckon DLC will be free, because these days I think games are pushing away from DLC now, especially with like the Battlefront 2 pandemic years ago and stuff. Obviously Star Wars Squadrons ain't having any DLC, and I think games are trying to go away from DLCs these days. So we could get free updates on LEGO Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga with obviously like a Rogue One DLC and stuff like that. But it does say in the interview that this game is mainly focusing on obviously the Skywalker Saga episode 1 to 9, but it does not say anywhere on there that they're not going to do this. So potentially, because it also says that they are going to continue to support the game after the release, so we are going to obviously get some updates on it. So you never know, there could be obviously free DLC. We could get a Rogue One DLC with Scarif as a planet. That'd be super amazing. And that is pretty much all the facts we have in today's video. So I hope you learned some interesting facts today, and if you did not learn anything and you knew all of these, well done on you, because you've been binging LEGO Star Wars, and I do not blame you, because this is going to be an amazing game. But let me know what your favourite fact was in today's video, because I can definitely do a part 2 on this video, because there was a hell of a lot more facts, guys. So if you did go to enjoy this video, make sure you let me know if you want to see a part 2. And yeah, if you are new around here, do feel free to subscribe. I do daily LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga content on the channel. And I hope you have an amazing weekend, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.